50, 45, there goes Davis. Oh my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow! Oh my God! Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Oh, welcome in, everyone. I am sorry we are running in a little late. That is on me. Had to go check out the boys. Great fucking win. Welcome, everyone, to the Dream Wager, episode 317. Today is October 8th, 2023. Elvis, my voice is a little scrappy. I was yelling today. You can hear it. I apologize. Rock with me for the time being, but how you doing, kid?
Dylan, we doing great. You know, it was depressing Sunday as a Patriots fan, Dill. You know, but other than that, we're doing good.
We're
solid.
Good. I'm sorry. One of us had to have a good day. We'll get through the whole Sunday slate. We got the London game as well. We got Monday Night Football plays. Packers on the road taking on the Raiders in Las Vegas, and we continue our NBA futures with the Central Division. But Elvis, I guess let's get your team out of the way. Second time in two weeks, Mac Jones gets benched. What's going on? 0 points, 34-0 at home. Like, it's not that it was on the road; it was at home. What did you see? What was going on?
Dill, you know, to be honest, I turned my head early. You know, after the midway in the second quarter, I honestly just stopped watching. But Dill, what we put out there offensively was just not good. I don't know if it's Bill O'Brien. I gotta give blame to Mac Jones. Just it's decision making at some point still. Yeah, the ball get deflected and whatnot, but I think it's decision making still. And clearly he's not making the right decisions. So some of the blame gotta go to Bill O'Brien. Most of the blame gotta go to Mac Jones. Some of the blame gotta go to Bill Belichick as well, Dill. It's just running game, can't get it going. Passing game, can't really get it going. We look pretty good, week 1, week 2, Mac Jones, but ever since then, Dill, like you said, back-to-back weeks, 3 points against Dallas, 0 at home today against the Saints. Give credit to the Saints defense for doing what they got to do, but Dill, I'm kind of shocked, lost for words, but just very, really, surprised.
And you know what? It's not even like Derek Carr had a crazy game. He threw for under 200 yards, but he did have those 2 TDs. Alvin Kamara, you guys running the ball, man. That's the one thing. You guys weren't really able to run the ball. Zeke had 8 carries for 21 yards. Stevenson 8 carries for 24 yards. It felt like all day Mac Jones was having trouble reading the defense and also executing. His accuracy wasn't there. His decision-making, I thought. Are you worried? Do you think he's not it at this point, or do you think Bill O'Brien needs time?
Still, we have enough sample size, I think Mac Jones might not be the guy. We seen, and I'm not going to say we seen enough, but we just seen enough plays. Not like this kid only has, 15 career starts. It's not like he's... Yeah. This kid, rookie year, he went to the playoffs. This kid's been a Pro Bowler already, and he's just not living up to that standard, at least a Pro Bowler standard. Mm-hmm. It's just as a Patriots fan, it's
frustrating.
It's frustrating, though.
Yeah, no, I hear it in your voice because we were watching the game, and I asked you because I was honestly very not concerned. I was basically wondering. I've never seen a team that not this bad, but a team that's been this dominant this bad. So you guys got to turn it around right now, 1-4. But let's stay in the AFC East. Over in London, the Buffalo Bills take a loss to the Jacksonville Jaguars, 25-20. They win outright. The game goes under as well. It seemed like the first half, especially, only 7 points in 3 quarters for the Buffalo Bills. That's just not going to win you football games, especially against the better upper echelon teams like the Jacksonville Jaguars. So Trevor Lawrence threw for over 300 yards. He didn't turn the ball over. He did have a fumble, but 2 fumbles actually. But other than that, Travis Etienne, he had a monster game. They were able to run the ball all day. And you gotta not give credit, but it's very unfortunate. Matt Milano, a lot of the defenders for the Buffalo Bills started to go down. They're dropping like flies right now on the defense. Are you worried moving forward with Buffalo?
Somewhat, though, just because today was definitely a rough day for Buffalo's defensive side of the ball, though. They were dropping like flies throughout the game, especially the secondary, though. Manalo being out, I think that's going to hurt. Let's wait on the news on that. Hopefully, it's nothing, out to see, the whole season type of injury, though. Hopefully, it's just a couple of weeks. But, you know, I still feel like the Buffalo's defense was playing pretty great, even with the injuries going down. Though at
Hmm.
times I understand Jacksonville was moving the ball, but still when they got to the red zone, they couldn't punch it in.
Yeah.
They didn't really started excuse me separating themselves from Buffalo to basically the fourth quarter deal, but they were marching down the field, started from the gate. So give credit for Buffalo for turning the ball over and stopping those key third and fourth downs. But Jacksonville just kept shooting themselves in the foot in the first
Yeah.
half. Second half, they finally got it together.
Yeah, it was. It seemed like they always because, like you said, for 2 quarters straight, for the second through the third quarter, Jacksonville got down, but they turned the ball over. They didn't score. They scored 11 points in the first quarter and 14 points in the fourth quarter. So they only scored in the beginning and the end of the game. In those 2 quarters, the defense was playing good. They couldn't run the ball for shit today.
Mm-hmm.
Jacksonville's defense actually very impressive. They couldn't guard Diggs, but other than Gabe Davis actually had a big game as well. Nice to see Calvin really have a good game, 7 catches for 122 yards. Christian Kirk, I thought, had a really good game as well. But yeah, big win for Jacksonville in London. They get to come home next week. Briefly, yeah, we were on the Texans. They came back late. They had a touchdown. They just scored a little too early. They left about a minute and a half left for the Falcons. And we like to harp on the kid, but Desmond Ridder actually played really good. 329 yards, 28 for 37. He didn't turn the ball over. And BJ Robinson didn't really have a good game. Big win at home for Atlanta.
Dill, I gotta give credit to the kid Desmond Ridder. Dill, he put his team in position to win. Didn't turn the ball over. Didn't take any sacks. Dill, so that he threw the ball away when he needed to. 28 for 37. Like you said, I'm gonna just say 330, 1 touchdown. Dill, he did what he needed to do. CJ Stroud, he had himself a game. Put enough to game winning drive to win the game. But give credit to Desmond Ridder and the Falcons for coming out with the victory deal. This Falcons team is 3-0 at home. You gotta respect it.
100%. And I'm telling you, away, we could fade them. But at home, they're a pretty solid team. I'm not going to lie. I thought the defense played very poorly for Houston. Undisciplined, a lot of penalties, really shot themselves in the foot. But yeah, another big game for CJ Stroud. Huge win. Real quick, Lions take care of business 42-24 at home. David Montgomery, is he a top 5 running back this year?
He's playing like one, so I'm for the 2023-2024 season right now, Dill. He's definitely a top 5 running back.
Yeah. I mean, 19 carries for 109 yards, another touchdown. Even Craig Reynolds, 7 carries for 52 yards. But yeah,
that kid Laporta, he's playing like a top 5 tight end.
Only 3 catches, but 2 of them were touchdowns.
Exactly, Dale. The fact that they were able to explode offensively without St. Brown, Jamar Gibbs. I understand Jameis Williams' first game back, but he wasn't really himself. He's just getting back into the element. So the fact that they was able to score 41 points still, I understand it's the Panthers, but still give credit to the Lions for exploding even without their superstars weapons.
And I think we got to continue to ladder Adam Thielen. 11 catches, 107 yards. The line was at 4.5. I went over in the first quarter. I'm telling you, Elvis, these are areas we got to continue to look. But yeah, Adam Thielen, besides him, jury's still out on Bryce Young. 0-5, 0-3 away from home. So tough one there. Another tough one for the Giants. They fall to the Dolphins 31-16. Two interceptions, very unlike him. But other than that, I think the main question mark or concern for the Giants is Daniel Jones' neck injury. Are you concerned moving forward, or do you kind of trust Tyrod Taylor?
Come on now, Dill. If I gotta pick and choose, I'm gonna go with Daniel Jones moving
forward.
Come on now. That's just my opinion. I think Daniel Jones is better than Tyrod Taylor. I give Tyrod Taylor, he's a solid backup, Dill. But when Saquon is back in the lineup, you want Daniel Jones and Saquon together, not Tyrod and Saquon. I think Daniel Jones gives you the best opportunity to win.
Yeah, your boy Devon Aiken, 11 carries, 151 yards, another touchdown. Good call on that. If the line is under 60, 70 yards, his rushing yards, that's another one. He's had 200 2 weeks ago, 100 last week, 151 this week. I mean, this guy, he's really, really inserted himself into an RB1 for Mike McDaniels. Tyreek Hill, 8 catches, 181 yards. So Darren Wallen actually showed up, 8 catches, 86 yards. But yeah, it's going to be a tough sledding for the Giants here. Other than that, good call on the Colts, 3-2. Excuse me.
I'm gonna say that I got lucky. Gardner Minshew came in and handled his fucking business still. So let's give
second time.
Yeah, let's give Gardner Minshew his flowers. First game, think about it. There, he got some impressive wins under his belt. He beat Baltimore and then he beat up Tennessee at home, still. So, gotta give credit there. Gardner Minshew came in like a man and led his team to victory. Jonathan Taylor got some snaps. Glad he was able to get his contract, got his money. But the show was for fucking that. Zayd Moss had himself a fucking day. Over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns still. Shout out to fucking Zayd Moss securing the win. And then Tennessee, Dill, Ryan Tannehill just, it's the ups and downs. It's the inconsistency with him. He's just too inconsistent for my liking.
Here's another one. They can't win on the road, but at Tennessee, they're another good team that plays better at home. But yeah, Gardner Minshew, he's always a guy you can kind of plug in. Another kind of fairly solid backup quarterback. Are you worried about Anthony Richardson? This is the second time he's hurt already.
I'm not going to say I'm worried about him, but I'm definitely worried about the play calling. Definitely got to tone it down. I understand, he came from Philadelphia last season. You had Jalen Hurts who squat 600. Anthony Richardson is not that same. Is not just cut for the same cloth. He don't have that many bricks in his back pocket, so you can't round and pound the ball with him the same way you was doing with Jalen Hurts. Yes, I understand you could possibly be successful. I understand the kid's a dual threat. Might be one of the most athletic quarterbacks in the league, but you can't just round and pound him with him. You're just gonna look at second injury in 5 weeks. He's not gonna last. So you definitely got to switch it up.
And it actually looked like this one really hurt him. D-Hop, he's really emerged. I think if you have him on fantasy, I think that's a very wise option to continue to play him.
But I'm pretty sure, though, there's going to be some teams making some phone calls to Tennessee.
I mean, you have to. He has the best. He's the number one option in that team. Let's talk about the Steelers. Very crazy game. They get the win, 17-10 at home. Game goes under as predicted. Lamar Jackson, 22 for 38, 236. He had that interception. He was sacked 4 times. He had the fumble as well late in the game. And I honestly say down the stretch, maybe not the first half, but down the stretch, Kenny Pickett, especially in the fourth quarter, I think he played better than Lamar Jackson. What do you think of the game?
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Dill. That was my concern before. That's why I didn't lay it with Baltimore, Dill. I was like, yes, I understand the numbers you threw at me, Dill, but at the end of the day, it's just been sloppy. He hasn't been securing the ball, and we've seen it down the stretch. Interception. Horrible interception. You got to throw it out. You threw it in. Interception when he threw it to Odell. And then, Dill, the fumble late. You got to be more secured. It's late game. It's do or die situations. You just got to be a little more secure with the football. I understand the defense is rushing down. The Steelers' defense is great. I understand. But at the end of the day, Lamar, these are decisions that you're making. Instead of throwing that interceptions, guess what? You get points on the board. Hey, different story, different outcome. But no, 2 back-to-back turnovers, your last 2 possessions, you're not going to win like that. Especially on the road against fucking Pittsburgh.
Yeah, history play you very tough. So both teams tied 3-2 for the division. So AFC North is getting very interesting. Zay Flowers, good call on both of us there. 5 catches, 73 yards.
No, go.
No, that's all I was going to say.
No, I was just going to say that if anything, we just talk about them next. Now, listen, I know we was talking about panic. Look at the Bengals at 2-3, just basically a game and a half back.
Yeah, good win, 34-20 on the road. They cover. Game goes over. Joe Burrow, pretty good game, 36 for 46, 3 touchdowns. He did have that 1 interception, but Jamar Chase, you are the man. You gave me over 50 points in fantasy. Thank you. What a game for you. He told you he was open. Good call on his receiving yards. He said he was open. We should look out for that. Every time there's a diva that complains, the next week he's gonna go over it.
Next 3.
Yep.
Because AJ Brown has been on a tear as well, Dill.
Stephon Diggs.
You can just count them off. Dill, what more could we say about Jamar Chase? He spoke out his frustrations post game, and look at that. 15 receptions, which is now the Cincinnati all-time team record.
Oh, wow.
15 receptions. 192. Might have to double check this, Dill. Pretty sure that might be the Cincinnati all-time record. 192 is a fucking mouthful. And then 3 touchdowns. Might be another Cincinnati record. He had himself a day. Joe Burrow, Dill. This is what I want to say about Joe Burrow. The fact I saw him scramble. I know your eyes are glued for the Jets game, but I was able to catch some of this game.
I saw some.
He scrambled for like 12 yards, and then he was able to slide and pick right back up, Dill. That's what impressed me. That what makes me confident of Joe Burrow and this team moving forward, knowing that, hey, he's getting healthier. The calf looks good. If he's confident enough to run like that, the calf is getting good.
100%. It's a very positive sign seeing him run like that. And they did say before the game he is getting healthier. T. Higgins, he was banged up, but thankfully they didn't need him today. He could come back next week. So, yeah, big win. They're moving in the right direction. 5-0 Philadelphia Eagles, 23-14. They cover on the road. Game goes under, but big game for Jalen Hurts. 25 for 38, 303. Did have that one interception, but only sacked once. He had the rushing touchdown at the goal line. AJ Brown, another big game. Dallas Goedert had a fucking big game as well, and he had the touchdown. Cooper Kupp came back, and they felt his presence early. 8 catches, 118 yards. Puka Nacua, another big game for him. He's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. At this pace, this kid is untouchable. But Matthew Stafford, not the best game throwing. He did have the 2 touchdowns, but a lot of overthrown balls. The glimpse that I did catch of this game, a lot of balls that were overthrown, kind of rushed in my opinion. But what'd you think of this game?
Dill, it was a great game. Philadelphia, the only thing concerning to me, I like them coming out, fast start. Both teams fast start, honestly, Dill. Matthew Stafford, 2 touchdowns. Philadelphia, 2 touchdowns. And then defensive battle, Basically, Philadelphia was able to move the ball. Jalen Hurts, had himself over 300 passing yards, Dill. But they couldn't find themselves the end zone in the red zone, Dill. So give credit for the Rams for shutting keeping Philadelphia out of the red zone, Dill. But Jake Elliott, I think he had 3 to 4 field goals, win the game. And give credit to Philadelphia's defense, Dill. Basically shutting down the Rams in the second half. Couple of fourth and goals, 4th down tries, unsuccessful. So give credit to Philadelphia defense finally showing up, starting to get a little healthy. And then Jalen Hurts in that offense is flowing. A little concerning they couldn't get those red zone touchdowns, Dill. But hey,
that's been the whole year though.
Yeah, that's been the whole year, Dill. But hey, 5-0. What more can I say?
Yeah, 49ers looking to be the next 5-0 team. Chiefs, good win on the road, 27-20. They wind up winning, covering a game going over as well. Kirk Cousins, I didn't think had a really bad game at all. 284 yards, 2 touchdowns. He was sacked 3 times. Patrick Mahomes had a nice game as well. No turnovers from last week. Isaiah Pacheco, he had an okay game, but Travis Kelce, 10 catches, 67 yards. As you got Patrick Mahomes 4-3-0 on the road, the only loss at home. What'd you see from the Chiefs today?
Still an impressive victory. Going in Minnesota. I understand Minnesota's 1-4.
Tough place to play.
Tough place to play. Still, Kirk Cousins is playing at a high level. They're offensively, they're loaded. Defensively, some question marks still. And then Patrick Mahomes had himself a pretty good day. Travis Kelce kind of rolled his ankle there. Still was a little worried. Got x-rays, came back in, caught a touchdown. Nothing to be worried about there. And then, I don't know if you saw, Dill, that Justin Watson catch. Ooh-wee.
Nice.
He mossed him. Defender jumped a little too early. But, Minnesota did played well. It's not like, they got walked over the field, though. They just didn't play it well enough to win the game. That's all. So give credit to Kansas City for going on the road and take care of business.
Yeah, 2 in a row now for the Kansas City, or 3 in a row now for them.
No,
big 4. They lost opening day.
Yeah,
big win, boys. Big fucking win on the road. Sean Payton, everybody who was talking, they were booing Elvis. I heard boos. They had 1 yard for the second half for a quarter and a half. The 6 minute mark, or yeah, I think it was the 7 or 8 minute mark of the fourth quarter. They had 1 yard, but great fucking game. Besides the interception late, which I thought was a bad throw, great game. Another great game for Zach Wilson, 19 for 26, 199 yards. Never going to blow you out, but he made the right decisions for 98% of the game. He scrambled, he used his legs. The first option wasn't open. He hit the second option. Conklin, Lazard, Brees Hall had a fucking career day, 22 for 177. They couldn't guard him either. I thought it was a really good game, team effort. I thought the defense played amazing. Russell Wilson, we had 4 sacks on him. The one thing that really hurt us as well was the interception and the penalties. We were one of the least penalized teams coming into the game, and we had 9 penalties today. Some undisciplined, some questionable, but most of them were undisciplined and should have kept us off. There was another thing that I didn't like. It was the Xavier and Gibson fumble on the punt return. Tiki Barber is correct. You take one step in and the ball is secure, but he's a rookie. He'll learn. He had a nice bounce back after that. Other than that, I thought it was a good team win. I think it was a very revenge game for Nathaniel Hackett, for Brees Hall, a year to the day. Life comes full circle, tearing your ACL on that same field and then coming back and then winning again. Thought it was great for him, our center who used to play for Denver. So I thought it was a great team win. Sean Payton, fuck you.
I love the energy. I love the energy, Dill. Dill, give credit to Brees Hall. Had himself a career day, like you said. Turned his ACL a year ago on that same field. Now having his best game of his life. 22 for 177, 1 touchdown, averaging 8 yards of rip. What a special day. Dill, Zach Wilson. Like I said, if he just goes out there and throws for 200 2 touchdowns. He didn't throw for no touchdowns, though, and they were still able to walk away with a victory, though. One bad interception, horrible throw, horrible idea. To me, y'all gotta just give the ball to Brees Hall. Just give the ball to Brees Hall. I don't know why y'all running the ball in the red zone while it's less than 3 minutes left in the game, giving Denver another shot. I don't understand it, but hey, I understand. You're trying to get a little sexy, Nathaniel, trying to little pour it on. Almost cost you. But hey, I understand. Still, with the Denver, man, I picked the Jets, so I'm not. It's not like I picked the Denver Broncos, but I know there's a lot of loyal Denver Broncos fans out there. And Dill, 1-4. Russ, he didn't play bad. He took a couple unnecessary sacks where he did it, lost the ball a couple of times, but you could live with 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. You could live with that. I like the running game with the kid McLaughlin. Played pretty good, though.
Yeah.
But they couldn't stop Brees Hall when they needed to, and they couldn't stop Zach Wilson on those key third downs, especially on that Conklin play, Dill. Red left, shake him off, then looked right, hit him right, perfect.
You didn't see that last year. I'm telling you, you never didn't see that.
Didn't see that last year, so it's just Denver. You just shaking my head at Denver Broncos. Still, pitiful team, pitiful loss. Give credit to the New York Jets and Zach Wilson.
One thing I do want to say before we get to Monday night, before the halftime, you got to get points. Very poor management of the clock there. Zach Wilson, you can't be putting around, walking to the line. You got to get down there. Like, we got to go. We have no timeouts.
It wasn't even that, though. It was just a bad idea throwing it in.
100%.
You got to throw the ball in the end zone or out of bounds. If I know that, he should know that.
I agree, but at the end of the day, it was already thrown. You got to know. Like Conklin, when he got tackled, or Usman, you got to go down. He was running. Zach Wilson was just walking to the line like he had 10 seconds.
Still, but regardless, he could have did it as fast as he can. He wasn't getting that ball off.
That was another issue that I had, but other than that, excuse me. Other than that, I thought it was a really good game. Get the win on the road.
It was a great overall team win. Yes, it was a little sloppy. Both sides had 2 fumbles, a couple interceptions, but overall, great team win by the New York Jets.
Yeah, so great. I thought the 4 o'clock slate was much better than the 1 o'clock slate. Overall, right now, I went 6-6 on the day, and I'm got the 49ers pending. But oh, I forgot to say our Thursday records. I went 2-1, so the guy Moore had no catches, so those were two. Tennessee, I got that whole game wrong, so that really messed me up. Houston lost as well, but CJ Stroud went over, Adam Thielen went over, Zay Flowers, went over, Matthew Stafford went under, and the Jets won out plus 114. But Elvis, how did you do today?
Today I'm 6-5. Thursday night I went 0-1, so 6-6 on the week thus far. Buffalo fucked me this morning. They wet the bed. Uh, the Colts took care of business, won outright. I took the plus 2.5. Me and you was on Houston, and I'll give credit to Atlanta sneaking out the victory. I hit Zay Flowers over. Took the Patriots. Don't even want to talk about it. At King anytime touchdown. I might just be hitting that for the rest of the season. The way it looks in Miami. I had a two-way teaser with Detroit and Baltimore. Lamar Jackson went to bed late. Jalen Hurts went over by over 60 yards. I took him over 241.5. That's 3 weeks straight. He went over. Arizona plus 3 did not hit. They lose by 14. Jamar Chase goes over by a mile. Jets plus 2.5.
I had a fucking boy. So we're both 6-6 on the night, and you have 49ers as well, minus 3.5?
I'm on the 49ers, but my official play for the night is the tight end Ferguson over 30.5 receiving yards for the Cowboys.
Let's go. We could both win. He could get his receiving yards, and we could cover. So 6-6 on the night. And before we get to the Monday Night Football, quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. It's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing around the golf with the boys or an elderberry on a Sunday night watching 49ers Cowboys, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, Elvis, let's get to Monday Night Football. Green Bay Packers on the road taking on the Raiders. Right now, let me actually say the key injuries for you. For the Packers, Jair Alexander back, questionable. Zane Anderson, hamstring, he's out. Linebacker Devontae Campbell is out. Aaron Jones, hamstring, he's questionable. The quarterback, Eric Stokes from Georgia, he has a foot injury for the Packers. He is questionable. For the Raiders side, Devontae Adams, shoulder, he's questionable. And they have two corners, Nate Hobbs, ankle, he's out. And David Long, ankle, he is out. As for the total, sitting around 45.5. Let's start for the side, Elvis. Raiders are favorite here at home, -1, -1.5, -134 on the money line. How are you playing this game?
Still, give me the Green Bay Packers on the money line plus 114. I understand the injuries are a little concerning. One of the best corners got a little back injury. I hope he's gonna be a goal tomorrow, especially going to need help versus Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Still, I know Devontae Adams is listed as questionable, but we know he's going to be in the ball game. So that's the only really concern for me is that battle. You know, if Quan Alexander is not in the game, Devontae Adams, I'm gonna lean his over. I think it's at 72 receiving yards still. So I'm gonna go Green Bay on the road. I think they're the better team. I think Jordan Love could do enough to sneak out the victory. Still, Garoppolo. He hasn't looked good. I like the fact that Josh Jacobs came around. He's back. Had himself a huge game last week. Jacoby Myers is playing good. It's just Jimmy G, man. It's just I know he's gonna play good. Then I also know he's gonna possibly give the ball up once, maybe twice. So I think Green Bay does enough offensively, and I think the defense holds Raiders down. Give me the Green Bay Packers on the road plus 114. Also lean the under as well.
Yeah, well, real quick on the side, I agree. I think offensively, the jury's still out. I'm gonna be frank every week. The jury's still out on Jordan Love for me. But I do think in this spot, I think he can get enough done. I know the defense is dealing with some injuries, but I do think there'll be enough to get the job done. I think they offensively, I think they're a better team, especially running the ball. I think they have a better line. You
Oh
just
my
saw that.
God.
What happened?
I'm just talking good about the Packers.
I mean, yeah, but
and Jordan Love.
they're versing the Raiders. That's the reason. But I actually got the Green Bay Packers +2 over at DraftKings. No free shout outs, but shop around if you don't want to take the +1.5. I think +2 in your pocket's all right. But yeah, I just think overall they're a much better team. I think they're better coached. I like the quarterback better than Jimmy G, and they just cut Chandler Jones. I hope he turns out and finds the team and he's all right. But they only really have Max Crosby. I don't think defensively. I think defensively they're okay, especially their secondary. But
But
I
it's
haven't.
not. It's not
nothing
you're gonna
alright.
be. It's nothing to be scared about.
100%. So yeah, I got Green Bay as well. +2. If you don't want to take them and just take them on the money line like Elvis, +114. I see is the best number out there. But for the total, it's at 45.5. You lean under.
Yeah, dude, I lean under. Dude, I got this game going. I'm gonna see if I'll give you guys a correct score. I'm gonna go
Ooh.
20 to.
I got a prediction.
I got 20-16 Packers.
I got 23-19 Packers. It's a lean, nothing official, but I agree. I lean with the under 45.5. We've seen the under cash in 3 of the 4 games overall for the Raiders because their defense has actually played okay. We've seen against the Chargers, they were in the whole game. But it does worry me. The over is 3-1 in the last 4 games for the Packers. The under 3-1 in the past 4 games against AFC opponents for Green Bay. You know, I just think the Raiders, they have a pretty good defense. I will say that. But offensively, they've only managed to score 18 points or fewer in all 4 games. So offensively, I don't think they'll be able to hang with the Green Bay Packers. So they're only averaging 19. Packers are only averaging 19 points a game. So 19, 18, we're going to get an under here. So both on the under. Any player props that you like?
So I have 2 leans.
Okay.
I'm gonna lean under 1.5 passing touchdowns for Jimmy Garoppolo at -130. Deal. I just don't feel like you said, they're averaging under 18 points a game throughout the first 4 weeks of the season. I just don't see Jimmy G having a multi-touchdown game, especially on that secondary deal. And then my other lean will be, this number is really short. Christian Watson over 39.5 receiving yards still. I understand it's the second game back, so he's still getting a rhythm with the offense still. But it's a little juicy at -139, -140, so shop around. But I think the number is really short at only 39.5. So I'm going to lean over 39.5 for Christian Watson receiving, and then under Jimmy G 1.5 passing touchdowns at -130.
It does worry me. He only had 1 game. Kind of took a little while for Christian Watson to get his rhythm. He had 2 catches. It was a blowout too. But 2 catches for 25 yards. He did have that touchdown, but excuse me, it just worries me a little one with that Christian Watson. But I do like under 1.5 touchdowns for Jimmy Garoppolo. For me, I got a quarterback as well. Jordan Love, under 235.5 passing yards. Like I said, the Raiders pass defense has kind of been the best thing about this team. And I expect kind of a really good effort here tomorrow against Green Bay. They're only averaging 225 passing yards per game. Raiders defense, they held Russell Wilson to 177 passing yards, Josh Allen to 273, and Justin Herbert 167. So they are only allowing 202 passing yards per game. They have 13 pass deflection. I'm just reading off their stats right now. They're averaging 2 sacks per game. I think they're going to actually get pressure on Jordan Love, this Raider defense. So that's why it kind of worries me with the Christian Watson thing. So, you know, I think they're going to harass Love throughout the game. You know, he has good wideouts. I think he has pretty good weapons, but I just think Vegas has enough talent on the defensive line, and they've already faced better teams. Buffalo, Los Angeles Chargers. I won't say Denver, but he is a pretty good quarterback. So, and they only held him for 177. So I just don't think he's going to have enough time. So 235.5 seems a little too high. So that's the only player prop I got. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I like it just because I don't expect him to pass all over the field. I expect Aaron Jones and the running game to take most of the part. Try to dominate time and possession. Keep
Mhm.
Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs on the sideline because that's really the main two weapons that's gonna hurt you. I don't think Jimmy G can hurt you, but I think Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs yak yards can hurt you if you're Green Bay. So I like it, though. I think they're gonna run the ball, keep Aaron Jones.
Yeah, should if he winds up playing, but no, I agree. Elvis, good luck. Hopefully, we end on another positive week. Good luck Sunday tonight, and good luck tomorrow. Should be a really good game. Hopefully, Green Bay takes care of business. Let's continue on the hardwood, Elvis. NBA futures. We took care of the Atlantic Division. Got a guest coming on for next week for one of the divisions. I think it's the Southeast with the Charlotte Hornets. But right now, let's talk about the Central Division. We got the Bucks. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers. We got the Chicago Bulls, the Indiana Pacers, and the Pistons. Let's start with the Bucks because I think that's the kind of the most interesting team. Title plus 380, the second best odds. Eastern Conference plus 175. They have the best odds there. They have the best odds to win the Central at minus 360 to make the playoffs. 200-1. Obviously, they're going to make the playoffs. And their win total is at 54.5, minus 110 both ways. How are you going to play this Bucks team? I already named my champion. We got yours?
Still, give me the Bucks under 54.5 wins.
Wow.
Don't get me wrong. They're going to probably be a top 3 seed. They're going to be in the playoffs. But still, 54.5 wins. Let's just be real. That's a lot. I expect Giannis and Dame and Middleton, to be honest, to take, let's just say, timely rest days, so I expect them to, especially, end of the season to take the foot off the graph and just cruise into the playoffs. Probably, set in around 51 to 54 wins still. I just don't see them going, crazy, winning, 58, 60 games. I don't see that. I think they settle in. Giannis, Dame, Middleton, take it on cruise control, win around 50, 52 games, settle into the top 3 seed.
Holy shit! I'm confused because I took the
told
same bet. I took this. No, I took the
Oh.
same bet. Under 54.5 as well, and it's people are gonna think that we talked before this, but I don't know anything that Elvis is gonna say, and that's exactly why I'm gonna take it. Yeah, they won 58 games last year. They added a top 10 player. We could say that Damian Lillard is a top 10 player. They added him, but like you said, they could easily dominate the regular season, win 60 games. That wouldn't surprise me. But they're old. This team, beside every starter on this team except Giannis, is over 30. The depth is a question mark as well. They gave up a lot to get him. I think they're going to have to limit the minutes of Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez, even Damian Lillard to keep them fresh for the postseason. We got a rookie head coach in Adrian Griffin. There might be some growing pains there. So as hard as is it for me to pick against, one of the best duos in Antetokounmpo and Lillard, I just think it makes it like you said, it just makes sense that they're going to ease their way into the playoffs so they're fresh. So they'll probably win the division, but there's no value there. Minus 360. I don't know if they'll win the Eastern Conference, but I think under 54.5 at minus 110, I think that is the best bet. So I'm very surprised because I thought I thought you were going to be on the over, and I thought I was going to be on the under. But yeah.
Still, give me the Bucks to win the Eastern Conference at plus 175 still.
Wow.
And then
So you got them winning the title?
Still,
Wow.
Giannis Antetokounmpo will start to separate himself. He will start to elevate himself into that all-time conversation. We saw a 50-point closeout game a couple of years ago in Phoenix. We're going to see another one. Give me Giannis and the Bucks to win that 2023-2024 NBA title at plus 380.
Wow. I gave it on the first day. You gave it on the second. I love it. Right now, Giannis, any value on him to win MVP at plus 550? He's tied with Luka.
He's not going to win it.
You don't think?
Team is too loaded. I'll give you an example who's going to win the MVP. It's going to be somebody like... It could be like It could be Luca, but they gotta be a top 5 seed. It's gonna be somebody like either
You want me to
AD.
read off the names?
No, no, I'm just going. Honestly, I'm just gonna tell you my opinion off the top of my head. I'm gonna go with Anthony Davis for the Los Angeles Lakers, just because if he plays over 65 games and he averages somewhere around 30 points, I think he could win an MVP. Another one, Devin Booker, Dill. Devin Booker. I understand they're loaded as well, but if Devin Booker shoots that high percentage like he was in the playoff, I'm talking about Dill. If Devin Booker goes into regular season and shoots, let's just say 66% from the field, 65% from the field, I give him a shot to win the MVP, Dill. And then my dark horse, Dill. This one might sound crazy, but I might like this team a lot this season. Anthony Edwards, a little sprinkle on the MVP, Dill, just because he's explosive. I think mentally he took that next step with the USA team this offseason. And let's just be honest, they're loaded with talent. It wouldn't shock me if he takes that next level and they find themselves, in the playoffs somewhere like that top 6 seed ish.
Wow, I love it. Anthony Edwards 35-1 to win the MVP. Anthony Davis 30-1, and right above him, Devin Booker 22-1. Jokic favorite plus 430. Then it's Giannis, Luka.
Yeah, I didn't want to take Tatum, Luka.
Yeah, that's boring. That's boring.
Yeah. I wanted to
I agree.
spice it up. Like those are really out there who I think they could honestly win it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think there's good value, especially if he could stay healthy. I like the Anthony Davis one. I don't like the Devin Booker one because I think they're loaded. I don't think they're going to give it to a guy like that.
To be honest, though, I just feel like the Suns, I hate to say it, but we both know health is going to be the main thing for them. And I just feel like Devin Booker could be the healthiest out of the three.
Yeah,
That's all I'm
100%.
gonna say.
Let's go to the Cleveland Cavaliers to win the title 23-1 to win the Eastern Conference. They have the third best odds, plus 750. To come out of the Central, they have the second best odds, 26-1. To make the playoffs, yes, minus 12-1. No, plus 680. Win totals at 50.5. Kind of high. How are you going to play this Cleveland team? Very interesting team, I thought.
Still, very interesting team, loaded with talent.
Young talent.
Donovan Mitchell's, he's a vet to them,
Yeah.
Still, I'm going to be real. The conference is loaded. This team was a little disappointing last season. I'm going to go under 50 and a half wins still. I think this team wins anywhere from 46 to 50 games. Would it shock me if they go over? Absolutely not, though. They're loaded with talent. Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, my boy fucking Nets great, Jared Allen.
Love him.
They're loaded with talent. Though it's just for some reason they can't put it together. Especially in this late game. No disrespect to what I'm about to say, but you lost in 5 to the Knicks.
No, why you gotta say that, my boy?
That's why I said no disrespect, but Dill, you can't be this talented and lose to any team in the first round in 5.
Not any team.
No, but I'm just saying they lose to Boston in 5. That's a failure in round 1. You lose to Miami round 1. You lose to the Bucks in round. Maybe not the Bucks, but you lose to any team in the East, Philly, the Nets, any team in the East in the first round in 5 games. As the Cleveland Cavaliers, that's a failure in the season, Dill. Let's just be honest. So I didn't like the way they went out, and each game, what it came down to, fourth quarter decision making. There just wasn't discipline enough. Hopefully they can fix that. I need them to prove me wrong. Give me under 50 and a half.
Before I give you my opinion, is it because do you think maybe they got booted out and their offense looked? We have a good defense, the Knicks, but not that good of the defense where we were they were on clamps the whole. But my question, real quick, to you is: do you think it's the young people, the young kids? Do you think that the stage got a little too big, kind of like what we're seeing in baseball with the Orioles? Yeah, you're really good in the regular season, but when it's crunch time, you fold.
Yeah. But that's why you also got your big hitter in Donovan Mitchell to set everybody. He struggled. He struggled, Dill. That's my whole point. So I don't know if it's the coaching staff or it was Donovan Mitchell. They just got to scheme better, Or maybe, hey, they were just out-coached. Clearly, let's be honest, Dill, and I think you'll agree with me real quick. On paper, talent-wise, the Cleveland Cavaliers are a much talented team, but the Knicks play better collectively, and the
Uh-huh.
fact that they won in five was impressive. To me, the fact that they lost in five was embarrassing, especially if you have the much better talent. It's like Miami beating Milwaukee in five in round one. It's embarrassing for Milwaukee. Yeah, it's great for Miami, but it's embarrassing for Milwaukee because they have so much better talent.
100%. I'm actually on the over here.
Wow. I'm sorry.
Yeah, honestly, they won 51 games last season, but their point differential plus 55 and a half. They had a point differential of a 55 win team. They had a top ranked defense. Jared Allen to start there, even Donovan Mitchell, he clamps up too. They had the seventh best offense in the regular season. This was a regular season
Team.
top five team. Yeah, top team. And I feel like they only got better. You know, you mentioned the core four. You got Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland's a beast, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. And, I just think they have something to prove. It was very disappointing in the first round. They were the favorite in the series. I thought they gave up too. I thought we wanted it more. You know what I mean? So they got Max Strus from Miami. I thought that was a good addition. And, they're going to do a little more spacing. I think offensively, they're only going to improve. I just think it's very hard to see them being worse than they won 51 games last year. I like their coach. I think they're all right. I think they'll have a little chip on their shoulder this season, and maybe they'll fall short again. But for the regular season, I think they could get over 50 and a half wins. So I'm actually going to go over for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's talk about the Chicago Bulls to win the title, 130-1. Eastern Conference, 65-1 to win the Central, 36-1 to make the playoffs. Yes, plus 168. No, minus 220. Win total at 37.5. Can the Bulls? First of all, I gotta ask you: is Lonzo Ball gonna fucking play this year?
Still, I'm gonna say yeah. Is he gonna play? Let's say if he's gonna play over 50 games, I'm gonna say no. But is he gonna lace him up on the court this season? I think so.
All right. What do you got here for them?
Still, with that being said, give me the over, Dill. At 37 and a half wins, still, I think the talent level is just too much for 37 and a half. I think they win around 38 to 44 games. DeMar DeRozan, one of the most elite scorers in the mid range. Zach LaVine, he could explode. He's a little wishy-washy for me, a little too inconsistent, but he's around a 20 per game score. And then they got some young talent there that just got to stay healthy and perform, Dill. So I like the Bulls. I don't get me wrong. I don't got them win the division. I think they're a borderline playoff team, but Dill, this team is they have the talent level to win around 45 games, but they'll realistically win around 40.
Yeah, they went 40 and 42. I'm on the over as well. They had a net rating of plus 2.3. It was good it was on pace. They were on pace to win 45 games. They ended at 40 and 42. But surprisingly, they were just middle of the pack on defense. They weren't bad on defense. They brought pretty much the same team back. The only way they could be worse is, like you said, is if they get injuries. Lonzo, that it's unfortunate because I think they would be a very interesting team if he was healthy, I will say, because they have talent. I think they're much better than a 37-team win. Patrick Willis, I think he's developing a little slow, but he's developing. We all know Zach LaVine. He should even have a good, better season. So I think they could be a little scrappy, competitive. They should, get into the play-in game, but I think they've established themselves, and Billy Donovan is on the hot seat. He needs to go and have a good year. They need to make the playoffs again. I think they get over. I think they win anywhere from 40 to 43 games, just like you. So I'm going to go on the over as well. Let's talk about the Indiana Pacers, who win the title 260-1, Eastern Conference 110-1, Central 36-1 to make the playoffs. Around the same thing, plus 126. Not to make the playoffs, minus 164. Their win total, one above the Chicago Bulls at 38.5, which I thought was surprising because I do think the Bulls are a little better. But what do you think about the Pacer team?
Still, it's a little bit of a toss-up right now just because, we know There's some speculation that Miles Turner and Buddy Hield might get traded before the season. So
That's if they're
this
doing bad. If they're doing good, I doubt they'll be traded.
nah, but we've been hearing about this for over a year now. So that's my concern. I doubt they get traded as well, though. But we gotta put that in the air. If we're doing future. So with that being said, I'm gonna go with the over. I don't think they get traded yet. Still, Tyrese Halliburton, he's special. I think he's gonna be good. I think this Pacers team have a shot still, to be honest, to even make the playoffs at plus 124. You said 1+26, so shop around people. I think they could go over 38.5 wins, and I think they could have a shot to make the playoffs. I think they could be a play-in team and then possibly win a play-in game and be the 8th seed. You're muted. You're muted.
Thank you. I agree with you. I think this was the hardest team to handicap in the division because it's the hardest to predict because you don't know what's going to happen with Buddy Hield. Even TJ McConnell, he's been rumored to be traded as well. They were good with Tyrese Halliburton in the lineup before they pulled the plug on him. They started to tank. They finished 35-47. But they added some pieces. They're a little deeper now. You got a champion in Bruce Brown. They got Obi Toppin, which I really wish we didn't trade him. I think they will get traded. I think Buddy Hield, TJ McConnell, I think at some point losing those veterans could cost them a few games, but I think they have plenty of talent. They have Rick Carlisle. I think he's a good coach. They're going to build around Tyrese Halliburton. They need to. He's the best player on that team. So he's an above average player. Miles Turner, he could make them better defensively, I think. I think they're probably a 500 team. I think they're better than 3 more wins. So slight lean, but this was the hardest one, I will say. So depending if they get traded or not, I'm gonna take a flyer on the over at -110 over 38.5 wins. And then the last team, the Detroit Pistons. I mean, they're basically last in everything. I don't have to read the odds for basically anything. We'll just talk about the win total, 27.5 for the Detroit Pistons. Elvis, they got a couple key pieces, but they added some veterans. They got Monty Morris. They got your boy Joe Harris, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Cade Cunningham. He's going to be a little healthier. They hired Monty Williams. What happened?
A little.
What
hopefully he's a lot healthier.
Yeah.
Kid needs to stay on the court.
I know. I was trying to be nice. They were just horrendous last year. 17-65. They had a negative 8.6 point differential. They would have to win 12 more games this season to hit the over. I just think that's asking a lot for a very young team, new head coach. I think they're very young. They're inexperienced. I think they need to develop a little. I like the kid Jaden Ivey from Purdue. They got Jalen Duren, one of the twins that they drafted, Asar Thompson. They have a lot of upside for them, but I just don't think they're going to play winning basketball. They got James Wiseman. He's going to compete with Marvin Bagley for a significant time, they said. So I just think this is a project. It's going to take time to develop these players for Detroit. I think maybe they'll be a little better, 17. Maybe they win 22, 25 games, but to win 29 games, I think that's a tall order. So I'm going to go under for the Detroit Pistons.
Still, I'm with you. I understand. I have a lot of respect for Monty Williams and his capabilities still, but this Pistons team is just too young, too soon. I don't trust Cade Cunningham's health. He's the best player on the team, Dylan, but he's only going to play about 30 games. I hope he plays about 70, Dylan. He has the talent. He could be special. It's just he can't stay on the court. Like you said, Amir Thomas, one of the twins, he should be good. Your boy Ivy, I know you're going to be smashing his props the whole season. And then, the question mark is, can they put it together? Can the talent surface on the court, though? And I just hope Monty Williams could, find that sooner than later, So yeah. I give him a shot for the over, but realistically, I think it's going to take some time to put it together.
Yeah, I would love to see them have a really successful year and be ahead of schedule, but I just think they're going to have growing pains. But I respect Monty Williams. I think he's a really good coach. I think he is the right man for the job. but only time will tell. Elvis, thank you so much. We'll continue that. We'll continue our futures for the NBA. Little over 2 weeks away, so can't wait for the NBA to start. Real quick before we get out of here, Texas up 2-0 against Baltimore. The inexperience is really kicking in right now. Texas go home and try to close out the series and not go back to Baltimore. Houston up 1-0. They're losing right now in the bottom of the first. They're up 1-0. Philly, big win on the road. They win. They're up 1-0. They play tomorrow. And then Arizona, Curtin Clayshaw couldn't even get out of the first inning. Arizona's up 1-0. Crazy start to the playoffs, kid.
Dill, I was watching that game live, Dill. It was bad. I haven't seen Curtin Kershaw like that ever in my life. They put up, 9 runs the first 2-3 innings, Dill. It got nasty early. It was a shame. It was embarrassing.
It was a shame.
He couldn't even get 2 outs, Dill. I was watching it, Dill. So, with that being said, my official play for tomorrow will be the Los Angeles Dodgers on the run line, plus 136 still. They felt the embarrassment. Their loyal fans heard it. They're mad. They're going to come out. They're going to win this game by 3, maybe 4 runs. Give me the Los Angeles Dodgers on the run line, plus 136.
I love it. I don't really have any plays. I didn't touch the baseball today, and I was going to touch the Orioles to bounce back. Thank God I didn't. But yeah, if I have anything, I'll tweet it out or I'll put it on my action app. So guys, make sure you guys check over there if I do have a baseball play, but I might not. So we'll see there. But shout out Las Vegas Aces. They take game 1 at home. They win by 15. So shout out Aces. They're a couple games away from repeating. They won last year. So big stuff there. Elvis, any last words before we get out of here, kid?
Nah, Dill, let's just finish positive. That's my boy Ferguson just needs about 31 yards tonight. Hopefully he does that. And then we both Chiefs has tomorrow. So shout out my boy.
Yep. Let's go. Elvis, thank you so much. Good luck tomorrow. Good luck tonight on your plays. That's going to do it for this Sunday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsor, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself, we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Loaded episode for you guys. We'll recap Monday Night Football. We got plays for Thursday night. We'll continue on the hardware with more NBA future. So follow along our social media, X and Instagram at The Dream Wager. You can find all of our episodes if you missed it, wherever you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. We go live on YouTube every Saturday, Sunday, and Wednesday, youtube.com/The Dream Wager. Subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend, tell a friend. Everyone have a great few days. Good luck on your wagers. Be safe. Be well, and let's go Jets.